During WWE's Extreme Rules 2021 pay-per-view, Alexa Bliss's doll Lily was brutally assaulted, murdered, hung, drawn and quartered by Charlotte Flair. This wasn't random and unintentional. This was planned for a specific reason. Instead, when Alexa Bliss returns from what is expected to be a brief hiatus, we can expect a very different Bliss. Let's talk about what we're going to see, because I know a lot of people are going to be very excited about this one. The current character of Alexa Bliss has run its course, and I'm far from the only person who thinks so. Many in the WWE, and apparently Bliss herself, are looking to move on and leave behind something that was created to work directly in tandem with Bray Wyatt. With Bray fired, the overall character has lost a lot of its purpose, its agency and its impetus. I can't sit here and say I have any idea what Alexa Bliss's motivations are anymore, whereas when she was with Bray, she was a thrall. We haven't seen January's truly demonic Bliss character since WrestleMania, when she distracted Bray Wyatt and made him lose his final match, and there is no intention to see that character return. The Lily doll has been a good seller, and has at least played its part, though the negative reaction to the Alexa Bliss-Shayna Baszler feud and the fear of the doll convinced the WWE to row back on it considerably. Certainly the doll, however, has sold a lot better than the Fiend Specialist Championship belt, if we can all remember that monstrosity. Despite this, it's not Bliss herself that came under attack, but the doll. After being beaten by Charlotte Flair, clean as you like, Bliss offered very little fight to defend her property and supposed best friend. She instead got thrown under the table, put the tab in her mouth which failed to dissolve, and then reacted a little bit late to the fact that her doll had been torn apart. One of the main reasons that this character is being removed is because, quite simply, this is the wrong environment for it. I don't mean the WWE, I mean the WWE where it is right now. Lily Lexi was designed for a Thunderdome era WWE. This meant that they could use clever camera angles, they could use costume changes and pre-recorded content as they did during that Thunderdome era. They could go full cinematic if they wanted to, and you can be sure that there were several concepts pitched to all involved until the cinematic era died with the horror that was the swamp fight. Yes, it was that poorly received backstage. That era is over. The firing of Bray Wyatt had a lot to do with the idea that the Fiend that the WWE had encouraged no longer belonged in an arena in front of fans. This version of Alexa Bliss is no different. So what's going to be the end result? Will Alexa Bliss revert entirely to the goddess form that so many people are eager to see? No. There is no intention to just completely go backwards. That would mean essentially just completely ignoring a major phase of Bliss's character development. She likes playing this character. The WWE enjoy having something a little more horror and occult. It's the WWE that is so desperate to bring back the Demon King Finn Balor, not Balor himself, and he has personally confirmed this. Instead, we're going to see an evolution of the character to a new phase. Something a little more wild than the goddess, but also a little less out there than Lily Lexi. It'll be like The Undertaker in his match against AJ Styles, his holy trinity of all three of his characters merged. It will allow her the opportunity to play every character in minor ways while she works out the new steps and develops what will be the future for Alexa Bliss. The key factor really is where she gets drafted, because I think it's very much worth saying that nobody on SmackDown is going to even remember the doll if she lets it go. We could all just move on with our lives. Ethan says, will we get the old Alexa Bliss back, the goddess? We will not. We will get an evolution of her, but we will not see that character come back so quickly. Buzzy says, RIP Lily, April 12, 2021 to September 26, 2021. We barely knew ye. And Connor says, Phase 2.0 you can say. You can, although to be fair, I think technically we're calling this 3.0 at this point. And Jared says, would you say more like Goddess or more like current Bliss? It's hard to say. It's some amalgamation of the two. There will be similarities and differences between both incarnations. I'm a pirate about 10 squats.